So today I'm going to make a really simple pasta dish. It's called sausage pasta of my father's. I happen to be the father that made it up, so anyway. So the ingredients are a package of your favorite sausages. I like honey garlic, half an onion, 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, a cup or a bit more of passata, which is strained tomatoes. You can also use canned tomatoes or even fresh tomatoes in this. I like it with fresh tomatoes as well. Then some spaghetti or another pasta that you like. Half a teaspoon of basil, oregano, tarragon, or other herbs that you like. And you can put some pepper flakes in it too. And a 1/4 cup of whipping cream. And I'll be back to show you how to put all that together. Okay, so we're going to put this sausage pasta together, and first we're going to put some olive oil in the pan, get it warmed up. Even though we're cooking the sausage. And we're going to put our water on to boil. And we're going to put some oil in that water. The oil will keep the pasta from sticking together. And some salt. Next we'll open up the package of sausage. And we're just going to use the sausage meat, so we don't need the casings. Casings can sometimes be tough and it's not as good in the pasta. You don't have to worry too much here because if you knurl it up a bit, you're just going to break it up by hand anyway. So wait for the pan to get hot before we put that in. Sometimes you can buy the sausage meat already out of the casings. Makes that step a little easier, I guess. Anyway, it's not too difficult to do. Just cut along one edge. And pull it out. Again, just break it up and throw it in the pan. Chop it if you like, or just, it doesn't matter because it's all going to be broken up one way or another. This is a very easy to make and delicious meal, so thought it might be good for those folks that are home, maybe not used to cooking and want to make something easy but yet really quite delicious. Okay, so that's starting to sear there. Water's getting hot. Move it around a little bit. Get it browning. And just take some garlic. It says 3 cloves. I like a lot of garlic, so And just mash the garlic a little bit to make it real easy to peel. Chop the ends. This time of year they practically fall to the skin. Very easy to take the skins off right now. Usually, this one's being a little more difficult. And there we are. Chop them up a bit. Add that to the pan. Secret to peeling an onion or chopping up an onion, of course, if you don't already know, is to leave the stem end on. You only want half of this onion. So, and here's a little trick I learned by watching Jamie Oliver. And if you put a wet cloth underneath your cutting board, it won't move, which is kind of important when you're chopping an onion. And you get the stem still on, holds the flow of the onion together while you chop it. Slice it a couple of times. Watch your fingers, keep them well on top. And then slice it the other way. And it's easy to get a nice dice. That up. And the water has got a nice roll of boil now, so put in enough pasta for about 4 people. And while this is going on, you can have a baguette warming up, or if you like a baguette with your pasta, I do. pasta in the pan. Make sure it's all in the pot. Don't put a cover on or it'll overboil for sure. Your pasta, that is. Really, all you have to do is get the onions cooked down a bit and the sausage cooked so that it's safe to eat. If it's brown, so much the better. There's a little more flavor. This is getting browned up pretty good. I like cooking on high because that just means if you're cooking on high, you have to watch it a lot closer. And stir it a little more often. Chop some of the bigger pieces of sausage. That gives you an indication of how well it's cooking. And also you might not want the chunks to be too large. So now we're going to add about a cup of passata, and this is just strained tomatoes. And as I said, I make this dish with fresh tomatoes in the summertime when tomatoes are fresh. I find the hottest tomatoes that you get this time of year aren't so good anyway, so passata is a great thing, and it saves a bit of time from chopping up the tomatoes. Also, you can make it with canned tomatoes too if you don't have this on hand. But you can get this virtually anywhere now. So just put in about a cup. And you can judge that by eye. You don't have to measure that one out. I mean, put some in if it looks right. That's good. And if not, you can just add a little more if you think you need more. Continue to cook that down. And while that's cooking, you can add some spices. You can add about half a teaspoon each of some oregano. Spices you like really, but I always find that oregano is almost necessary in a pasta dish. And again, the exact measurements are, I'm putting more like a teaspoon in here than half. So judge it the way you like it. And this happens to be basil, tarragon, and oregano, but if you have other spices you like better, put those in instead. Recipes are meant to be a guide, not a prison. Okay, that's good. Now, you can also add some red pepper flakes. I like the Korean type of red pepper flakes. They have a nice flavor. They do have a fair amount of heat, so don't put a lot in. Maybe just a big pinch. But you can also use dried chilies or whatever kind of pepper flakes you like. If it starts to get dry, and it is a little bit because, as I said, I'm cooking it on high, you can just add some water right from the pasta pot to loosen it up a little bit. every time you turn it down a little bit at this point, maybe down to half or 3/4. Don't want it burning to the bottom of the pot. Now it's just a matter of waiting really for your pasta to finish cooking. While you do that, you can warm up your plates or get a glass of red wine or whatever works for you. Now don't let your pasta cook all the way. You want to leave it, depending on how you like your pasta, you want to leave it quite al dente because you want to finish cooking it in that sauce. And that's too al dente yet. It needs to cook quite a bit more yet. So I'll turn my pan down a little so I don't burn things. Add a little bit more pasta water. Keep it from drying out. That will thicken it up too because pasta water, of course, has starch in it. And to make it nice and silky, put in about a 1/4 cup of whipping cream. If you use coffee cream or half and half blend, whatever you call it, whatever you like to call it, you might end up curdling. One thing about whipping cream is you can boil it, you can put it in with wine, lemon juice, different things like that. You don't have to worry about it curdling because of the high fat content. So that makes it look better, but it makes it so nice and silky sauce. It's coming together nice. Pretty soon our pasta will be cooked and we'll be able to put that all together. Okay, so pasta is almost cooked. So now we're going to move it right into the pan with the sauce and the sausage. And we're not going to drain the pasta. We're just going to let lots of that pasta water go right in there. The reason you want to finish cooking your pasta in the sauce is because it will stick to the pasta a lot better. And the reason you don't mind having some extra water in the sauce is because this pasta is still going to soak up some liquid, so you need a little extra. Put that right in here. Start moving it around, letting it amalgamate. Keep your heat up just a little bit, although it's I've kept it quite warm still, so it's still boiling. So you want to let it cook just a little bit more. So that it gets sauce on all of the pasta. You can probably turn your heat on. And Pass the bowls out. Try to get a fairly even distribution of pasta and sausage. Okay. It's hard to get saucy pasta in the bowl without making it a little bit messy. Some fresh basil if you happen to have it around. And what you need on almost every pasta dish, some Parmesan. And there is the finished product.